Good morning. You're listening to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. I'm in Dalton at Shaw's headquarters, and I'm with Brad Levesque, a participant in Shaw's 360 tour. He's a dealer in the San Francisco-Oakland area. Brad, how you doing?
I'm doing real good today. Thank you very much.
Thanks for spending time with me and my listeners. We'll get to this tour in just a minute. If you don't mind telling my listeners a little bit about your business. As I said, you are in the San Francisco-Oakland area, and you're primarily direct-to-trade, right?
We're direct-to-trade. We do a lot of single-family replacement work and tenant improvement work, builder work.
And about 15% of your business is just retail, residential replacement.
In this day and age with social media, a lot of people can find us, and we don't turn anyone away. So, yes, we will do some our share of retail.
And your father and uncle started this, and you've been running it for quite some time now, right?
My brother and I took over and purchased the entire corporation from my father. Actually, my uncle had passed away, and we bought the company from my father in 1984. So we've run it for, I don't even want to tell you how many years now.
How are business conditions right now?
On the West Coast and certainly in Northern California, if you're not making in any of the construction business, you should probably be out of business because it's very, very good right now.
That's good to hear. All right, so as I mentioned, we're on what Shaw's calling their 360 tour, which is a program they're running from the spring to the fall this year, where they're bringing in select dealers and giving them a complete view of their operation, from manufacturing, both hard and soft, from product development, distribution, and logistics. Any idea how you got selected to participate in this?
I don't know exactly what the criteria is for selection, but I will tell you that we've been a Shaw supporter for a very long time. We believe in what they do, how they do it, their efficiency at getting product to us. So we've been a very large Shaw supporter, and just recently converted one of our stores to an SDC store. So I'm thinking those reasons are one of the reasons they'd like to get us back here and take a look at everything.
Okay, and a little bit more details. This is an all-expense-paid tour over here to the North Georgia, East Tennessee region of their operations, and you're here for several days, right?
We're here for 3 days, yeah.
Tell me a little bit, I know you're in the middle of this, but how has your perception changed, from before you got here to where you are today?
That's interesting. I will tell you a couple things. For me, I'm more of a detail guy, and I've already told you what my thoughts of Shaw in particular are. But when I come out to these facilities and I see the amount of money they're spending on R&D, on development of new products. I do business with, for example, the U.S. government. The U.S. government's been dying to use certain products, but can't unless they're American-made. They really want that, and to see Shaw reinvesting, getting away from the dependence on the Chinese market and so many of these different products they're making, and starting to make them here in this country. That warms my heart, and then to see that their insistence on hiring vets and everything they're doing along that line really, outside of the flooring industry, that makes a big difference to me.
Let's talk a little bit about South Pittsburgh for a second. You and I toured their hardwood plant, their Epic hardwood plant, which they've just spent $40 million on. And you go right down through Main Street to get to this plant, which is probably the biggest manufacturing facility anywhere within 50 miles of there. And you kind of get the feeling that they're the deal in town, don't you?
Yeah, I think they're the big player in town. So just based on what I just said, if they were the big player in town and we're not taking all these things into consideration, what good would it be for the town? But you can see the town and the people around the town kind of rally around them. The people in the facility love being there, certainly appeared to really like being there and like the job they did. And then we can get all into the hand scrape and what they're doing, working with the prisons and, giving people new life and new opportunities out of the prisons. I'll tell you, those things are very important to me in the partnerships that we make in regards to what we sell and who we sell to.
Also, the two plants you and I toured today have had former lives. The one in South Pittsburgh was an old staple fiber plant owned by Shaw, closed by Shaw, and then reopened as a hardwood plant. And then we went into the brand new LVT facility, which was the old Salem plant, which they converted to a rug plant, and is now their LVT plant. So that's kind of interesting as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't know that that's where their rug plant was, but I think I was telling you earlier that I had toured that facility as Salem Carpets a long time ago. So it is good to see that, and that's what I was saying also, that the investment they're putting back in, realizing what their market is out here and putting it back into similar facilities and upgrading these facilities and just making them nice. I mean, you have to admit, when we walked through those facilities, you could have eaten off the floors.
All right, so let me quick question, just on trends real quickly. We've been watching recently this almost rather accelerated trend away from soft surface to hard surface. Are you seeing that as well?
Absolutely. We've re-racked our entire, one of our warehouses, a 10,000 square foot warehouse, from handling carpet rolls and some pallets to now handling probably 70% pallets with LVT, laminate, and carpet tile, and then all the other things that we used to, we continue to put on pallets with sundries and all that kind of stuff. So it has definitely changed. It has moved in that direction, and that's part of what is great to see Shaw moving in that direction, again, manufacturing here in the United States.
Are there places where you think carpet has a stronghold and will continue to be a surface of choice?
Carpet will always have a stronghold. There will always be a need for carpet as a sound reducer, as a warmer, to warm up a room, warm up an office. That will always be there. But people are looking for options, and our job as retailers and wholesale suppliers is to go in, and I tell my salespeople this all the time: add value, add options, have the options at your disposal so you can tell somebody where to put what makes the most sense for a facility, and then and obviously, almost always, carpet is part of those options.
That's great. It's good to talk to you, and I appreciate you spending time with us. Again, been talking to Brad Levesque, who is one of the owners of French Brothers Flooring, based on the West Coast in San Francisco and Oakland. And you've been listening to Kemp Harr in FloorDaily.net.